Tikanis, that's Greek for the informal way. I gave you bad info yesterday. Tikanis is not, blessings on you or anything. It's an informal, friendly way of saying hi. And kala is I'm doing good. So, tikanis to you. We're reading from 1 Samuel, and David is with the Philistines because he feels he's safer there. He hasn't prayed about it. He's going to reason it out. It's amazing now how many Christians use their brains only, and God gave us a brain for a reason, but they don't believe in the supernatural power of the Holy Spirit, sometimes using the word, sometimes other ways, in guiding us and leading us. Wait a minute. The Lord is my shepherd. Oh, the shepherd follows the sheep and the sheep lead the shepherd. Oh, no, you're right. I got it. Yeah, the sheep follow the shepherd. The shepherd goes before them. We want it to be, I go and God, you follow and make sure nothing happens bad. Not a good plan. And that goes for a lot of things, not just life-impacting decisions, but just in every kind of way. So now David is with the Philistines, and the last verse of chapter 27, 1 Samuel, Achish trusted David and said to himself, and he was wrong, he has become so obnoxious to his people, the Israelites, that he'll be my servant for life. So this is a mess. This is like they say in the Trinidad. You got to mush it all up here. David's lying, killing people, wiping out villages. King Achish thinks, oh, he's killing his fellow people. He's made himself obnoxious. I'll rule over him the rest of my life. And just this total confusion. Confusion is a bad thing. David's confused. Achish is confused. Everything's confused. God is not the author of confusion. So we pick up chapter 28. In those days, the Philistines gathered their forces to fight against Israel. And Achish said to David, you must understand that you and your men will accompany me in the army. David said, then you will see for yourself what your servant can do. Achish replied, very well, I will make you my bodyguard for life. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had mourned for him and buried him in his own town of Ramah. Saul had expelled the mediums and the spiritists from the land. The Philistines assembled and came and set up camp at Shunem, while Saul gathered all Israel and set up camp at Gilboa. And when Saul saw the Philistine army, he was afraid. Of course he was afraid. He wasn't walking with God. When we don't have fellowship with God and not resting on God, a mosquito could make us afraid. Everything makes us afraid. But God has not given us a spirit of fear. If, I'm concluding myself, when we're living with anxiety and fear, it means something's wrong. It's not God's will to live in anxiety and fear. No, but you don't know what happened to me when I was 9. I know, but now you're a Christian. So, when Saul saw the Philistine army, he was afraid. Terror filled his heart. He inquired of the Lord, but the Lord did not answer him by dreams or Urim or prophets. Urim had to do with the priest and how he consulted God. No dream, no prophet came to him, no answer through the priest. And Saul then said to his attendants, find me a woman who's a medium, a witch, a brohita, so I may go and inquire of her. Is this not sad? Saul, anointed by God. Samuel anointed him. He won some good battles. Handsomest man, tallest in Israel. And slowly, starting with his jealousy of David, then his compromise, didn't obey God all the way, didn't do everything God told him to do. Right now we're coming to the end of a really tragic study. The breakdown and dissolution of the king of Israel, Saul, first king. So when he goes to hear from God, he's so out of it and has so grieved God's spirit and is so against God. You know, if you turn your back on God, God's, let's say, here, and you've been facing him, serving him in terms of worshiping and obeying him. Now you turn your back and you drift far away. Now you're 17 miles away down the road with your back to God, and God, I need you. Not a good place to be in. Because it says here, he called, but God didn't answer. Because he wasn't really seeking God with all his heart. He didn't want to obey God. He didn't want to follow God. God had must have warned him 1,000 times, don't kill David. Why are you persecuting him? He didn't listen. He didn't listen. This is what happens. This is religious superstition. You have this happen today. I go to church since I was little, and my grandmother gave a lot of money to this church. And where's God when I need him? No, where are you when God needed you? There is mercy with God. But you can't be fighting against God and then have him help you in your descent away from him. And it shows you the sincerity he had. Oh, God didn't work? Oh, give me a horoscope. Let me call that 800 number. Let me check an app. Is there a new app up, your daily fortune teller? Here I am. He's now going to consult a witch. Everything that God was against. Witches weren't allowed to live according to the law in Israel. That's Moses. Saul, in his earlier days, when he was in tune somewhat with God, he had prohibited any witches to be running their business. You and I don't need a witch or a palm reader or the daily horoscope in the newspaper. Please stop reading that. That's grievous to God. Taurus, Leo. What's that got to do with you and I, the stars? We don't need a star. We have the sun. Our God is the Son, S-U-N. Jesus is the Son of God, S-O-N. He's going to direct us. What a lack of faith for us. And Christians do this all the time, just like they play the numbers. They don't want to work. They want to hit the number to get money. Same thing. They're consulting. Yeah, I read the Bible and I pray, but it doesn't seem to be working, so I'm going to go see the local witch. Let's not do that. Oh, by the way, I think my palm is the same as your palm, so I'm going to give you your fortune for today. I got it. Surely goodness and mercy will follow you today and every other day, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. How about that? And you got it for free. And God's backing it up. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.